Hello, everybody. Come on, have a heart. Come on, we're going to talk about Twitter some more. What I really want to talk about with Twitter is basically why to use it and how to work with it, how to write for Twitter. So why would you want to use it? And well, I know I talked a little bit about that last week, but we're going to talk more about it. And then also what to think about when you're writing for it. All this comes from a woman named Susan Ward. She's a business writer and she consults for Cypress Technologies. That's her company. So you can look her up if you want. But one of the things that you just realize that whatever you're trying to do, you can find it online. Do not think that, gotta ask Karl, don't know how to do this, gotta ask somebody, do it, look it up. One of the things that you need to be in this world, especially the one you're inheriting with all this new technology that did not exist when I was a kid, is you need to learn how to solve your own problems as much as possible. If you're in a job, you can't go into the boss's office and just say, I don't know how to link this to that. I just don't know how to do it. Can you tell me? They're going to look at you like, get out of my office. You've got to learn to be problem solver, a self-problem solver. Basically, fix it yourself. Work on it. Don't give up until you know the answer. Anyway, but onward. We're going to talk about Twitter sort of like from a business point of view. Like if you want to do it to promote your business, why is that good? But it's not just business. It's also job hunting, getting your personal, word out there, your journalism, your writing, whatever it is you're trying to do. Particularly though, if you're trying to market something, like for example, if you are trying to get people to go to your portfolio website, you can use all of this stuff, that we talked about in other videos, like Facebook and Twitter and your blog and all these other social media to drive everything to that part. So that's a business. If you're trying to get a job, your business is getting a job. So it's all the same stuff. This applies to everything. So think of it that way. Anyway, so why would you want to be on Twitter? Well, for one thing, everybody's there. It's the party. It is the party. Everybody's there and they're listening and it's an intelligent group too. So that's a major reason. Plus, it makes you look really cool and really modern. If you're a business and you're on Twitter, it's like, wow, these people they're really with it. They've got a Twitter account, which it is impressive. Even you're impressed when you see that somebody has a Twitter link and it's like a little liquor store downtown. I mean, it's pretty amazing stuff to see that. But that's going to happen more and more, and you might as well be part of the parade. It's no longer enough to just have a website. A website just sits there like a dumb poster sitting off in an alley somewhere that no one's ever going to see. No one will see it unless they actually are actively searching for you. Like they drove by your liquor store or your whatever, and they saw your sign and said, oh, let's see if they have a website. That used to impress the hell out of people that you had a website. And it still does, especially for smaller organizations. But what we talked about in another video is that all of these outposts, Twitter and things, will drive traffic to that website. So you want to get people, you basically have to send people out, like other people, like go out and tell people about our business, go out and tell people about our website, go out there, come on, bring them in, go get them, go talk to your friends. That's what these outpost technologies like social media technologies do. So it's not enough to have just a website or just a portfolio site. It's just, nobody does that. It's an instant way to get your messages out. I mean, your news, your announcements, your special deals, upcoming events, your new products. So it's instant. It's a broadcast medium. Instead of people having to come to your Facebook page, like for example, to read your status, you can just say, get your tweets on your mobile device, and when somebody sends a tweet out, boom, bam, you get it. It's right there, instant, and you know everything that they just had to say. So it's an announcement. It's a broadcast medium. Think of Twitter as broadcast, not this sort of static thing like a Facebook status that just sort of, only your friends see if they go and log into their Facebook. So you read it on Facebook, they go log into their Facebook, then they see it. But with Twitter, it's a broadcast medium. It's, it's a great, using hashtags, you can stay in touch with all your friends all the time. Like, hey, I'm in this pub. Could somebody come and be with me? And you'd send that out, and everybody gets it if they're following your tweets. And you should make your friends follow your tweets. It's also a great way to stay on top of the industry, whatever it is you're looking at, you're interested in. So, if you're selling, widgets, well, look at it. You can find out what everybody else is doing who sells widgets. So it's like you're listening to what other people are saying and doing that are your competitors. So it's really a great way to keep in touch with what's going on in your business, new things that are coming out, all that sort of thing, just by searching for hashtags and following different people or different organizations that are doing things that you need to know about. So it's really great for that. It's also a great way to see what other people are saying about you. You search for you can see if people are complaining or whatever. It's great, or your competitors are dissing you or praising you or whatever. It's a great way to see what people are saying about you. It's a great networking tool. It's really about meeting people that you couldn't meet otherwise. It's other business people or potential employers or all these things. You can do things with Twitter that you could never do before. For example, in the big tsunami earthquake in Japan, one of the reporters, the broadcast news journalist named Ann Curry, was out there broadcasting live, on television live from the scene, because that's what broadcast news journalists do. They want to prove that they're really not stupid in the newsroom and reading a news report. They can actually go out in the scene and actually report journalism, which is like, wow, look, she's a journalist. Who knew? So Ann Curry's out there, right? And she's broadcasting from this town, little town in Japan that was affected by the tsunami. And a woman in Texas saw her broadcasting that news. And what was going on with this woman in Texas was that her sister was teaching English in that little town and didn't know if she was okay. She was worried about her sister, but she had no way of finding out. So she got out Twitter and tweeted at Ann Curry, which is like tagging her, like in Facebook, which means she instantly saw it on her phone. Now, what this woman said is, Ann Curry, my sister taught at this school, could you find out if she's okay? Or something like that. I don't know the exact nature of the tweet. How else are you going to write to Ann Curry walking around in Japan instantly and have her read it within seconds? So guess what the next day's big news thing was with Ann Curry? The reunion of these two sisters. When she did find her, and then she got together and on TV they met. They sent a broadcast, and they met on TV. So you can reach people anywhere, and that's a great thing. You can engage your customers. It's sort of like, you're selling appliances in a store, televisions and washers and dryers, and in comes a customer. Now imagine in walks this customer, and you walk right up to him and just start saying, our special today is the new washer, the Bagalan, and you can, and it's, and you're just belching out all of this promotion bullshit, Well, that's not how you engage your customers. You have to actually come on in and you can say, hey, how's it going, Mrs. O'Leary? I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about what you think about that, or you'd say, how's that washer doing? Or how are the kids? Whatever it is that you need to do to build a relationship with that person. That's what keeps them coming back to your appliance store and your Twitter feed. Because you are someone who actually kind of engages with the people that are listening to you. You're not just this belching out promotion machine, which nobody cares about anyway. So just a few more things. Like one of the things Susan Ward mentions are promoting tips. Number one, don't sell, converse. She said it's like a virtual water cooler where everybody's hanging around at the water cooler, and you can imagine somebody walking up to the water cooler and just going, beep, 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 just talking, and they're just going to flee. You don't want your people to flee. You want followers to stay, because it's a friendship, it's a relationship. It's people, every tweet you see, it's a person, as you are. Remember that. Listen, beginners, listen more than you tweet. Listen. Figure out what people are saying out there. you know, especially people that share your interests. What are they talking about? I think I mentioned this earlier where, you know, it's like you're new to the party. You come into a party, you're new there. You don't know anybody at the party, nobody. You know, what's everybody talking about? Who are these people? What's the etiquette, the protocol in the party? Who are the big muckety mucks? Who are the nobodies? You know, listen and learn, and then, you know, start tweeting. You know, just get out there and tweet. So, you know, you also want to be helpful when you're tweeting. You want to offer people something. So you offer, like, you know, advice, or, you know, you helpful tips, or someone asks a question and you go and answer it. You go say, hey, how about this? Or you just make a comment on something somebody said, like, hey, that's really interesting, great, loved it. So you're perceived as this sort of helpful human being who is actually, you know, somebody they want to hang out with because you're so damn helpful. Yeah, give followers what they need. What do they need? Well, they need whatever you have. That's why they're following you. But do you, like, you know, I had a dental appointment today. I did. I had a dental appointment. The door on my car is like, when I try to open it, it's driving me crazy, and it scares the dog every time I open my door. Do you really care about that stuff? If you do, get a life, okay, but it's okay if you don't. I don't expect you to. Neither does anybody out on Twitter want to know all that stuff about you. When I say you need to let people know that you're a person behind those tweets, it doesn't mean that you have to share every nauseating detail of your pathetic, wonderful life. We all have our own lives, you know. You know, sure, are there people that do want to know about that? Sure, your really good friends, your parents, all of those people, they do want to know about those things. But if you're building a customer or a following for your journalism or whatever, no, they don't. A little bit. So share, but not too much, and not too much detail. Just let them know enough to know that you're a good, caring person who's interesting and fun. Have a sense of humor. And lastly, just don't feed them feeds. Like when you're sharing all of this media, try to make sure that it's not just feeds links, feeds links, feeds links, 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 links. Try to make sure that whenever it goes out, there's a message there. You know, just a few words, 2 or 3 words sometimes can be enough. And don't make it the same words. Don't always say like, oh, this was amazing, this is great, really interesting. That doesn't, try to get a personality in there, like, yeah, right, like that's going to happen. Whoa, that's a lot better than, you know, this is interesting. So that's some advice on tweeting. Take care. Bye.